Tangy and disgusting. Hi, hello, my name is Zoe. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Zoe. I am in Ontario, Canada, and I post plus size fashion content, anti-diet content, and the odd time I post get ready with me's, like today. I thought it would be fun to do a get ready with me and answer your questions since I haven't done that in a long time. So if you don't already, follow me on Instagram. It's Love Zoe Potter. And on TikTok, I love Zoe Potter as well. So I asked my followers there this morning if they had a question for me because I thought it would be fun to answer your questions while I did my makeup. I'm also just making myself a vitamin C drink, which I have been living off of the past few days because it is cold and flu season and my kids are in daycare / school. Let's just say my immune system is a trash can. I don't know why I did my hair. It is so flippin' humid out, but I figured it would just work well with me doing my makeup if my hair looked nice. So I asked on Instagram about an hour ago and I have no idea if there's any questions in there. So let's take a quick look and see, and hope to God someone asked me something. Good, we have some questions. The last get ready with me I did was a very long time ago. So I'm sure some of the products are gonna be similar, but if not, I figured I would tell you what I'm putting on my face. So I'm starting off with the Versed Dew Point Moisturizing Gel Cream. I really enjoy Versed products. They're drugstore products, and I got sent a PR package not too long ago. And it's pretty much one of the only skincares I've used in a really long time that doesn't sit on my skin, if that makes any sense. I feel like a lot of the skincare that I've used, it doesn't like penetrate my skin. I have the weirdest skin type. It's not oily, it's not dry, it's not combination. It's problematic. That's what my skin type is. I had my makeup done for a wedding I was in, and the makeup artist asked us all, like, what's your skin type? And my answer was sweaty. This is, I mean, I have a couple of foundations that I go back and forward with. I love the Infallible L'Oreal foundations, both. This is the Fresh Wear foundation. I got the wrong shade. They were out of my shade that I normally get, which is 420, so I got 430, and it's a little bit yellow for me. So please don't make fun of my clashing neck to face color ratio. First question, whilst I do foundation, I don't use primer, by the way, because I'm cheap. First question is, what hoops do you wear in your ears? Mine are stretched too, and I love yours. So the hoops that I wear in my ears, I mean, I've gotten a few different types over the years. The first couple of pairs I got from Shein because I wasn't sure what I was going to be. I wasn't sure if I would enjoy wearing them and I didn't want to spend a lot of money. So I ended up getting some cheap ones from Shein, which I loved, but they ended up rusting like after a few months. So if you're going to get hoops, I would recommend paying a little extra money to either get like gold or gold plated. So I get mine off of Amazon. These ones are Amazon here. These are, I believe, Sweet V jewelry. I also feel like another really good option for you for buying jewelry, Amazon is usually pretty safe. Also, you could try pawn shops if you're looking for inexpensive gold jewelry at a decent price. I also have a few like specialized earrings that are 4-spaced ears that I get from the Pretty Potato. She's fantastic. She hand makes all of hers with real crystals, and they're gorgeous. So those are like my dress up earrings. I wear them for like special occasions, and I highly recommend her jewelry for like investment pieces. Do you have any religious beliefs? That's a really good question. I don't really have any structured religious beliefs. I don't attend church. I grew up going to church with my family. However, it was a united church. It was very laid back. There wasn't a lot of like structure to it apart from just there's one God, there's Jesus, so on and so forth. I stopped going to church when my parents split up when I was 12, and it's not that I don't have any religious beliefs, it's that I'm very open. So I believe that everyone has their own beliefs and they're entitled to those beliefs. I personally don't know what is beyond. I'm very spiritual. I definitely believe that there is more to this world than what we see. I believe in, you know, spirits and ghosts and, you know, the unknown, into the unknown. I'm not overly religious. Short answer, no. Long answer, we would be here a while. Going in with another question whilst I get ready to do my concealer. What is your least favorite part about social media? How much time do you have? I think I have a couple that are on my list and that are on the same level of like dislike. Let's start with all of those. I'm gonna do the Infallible L'Oreal 24-hour concealer as well for my eyeshadow base and for my concealer. I literally just had a phone call with a therapist office, much needed. And it was probably a 20-minute phone call, and my concealer has been sitting on my eyes for 20 minutes. So let's add another dot and hope to God it blends, because ooh, she might be cakey. Okay, so the question was, what is the thing I hate most about being a content creator or social media, was it? Oh, let me double check. What is your least favorite part about social media? Starting with number one, how fake it is. Honestly, like, I try my best to be authentic, and as authentic, obviously, as I can be. And even with being as authentic as I am, it still is not fully truthful. I like to surround myself with content creators who are as authentic as I think you can be behind a phone screen. Okay, so what's another thing I dislike about social media? I hate trolls, and I hate people who, like, honestly spend their days going on and harassing people online. I think that that is just the lowest form of human behavior. I'm just gonna set my eyes with this Revolution translucent powder, which I really enjoy, which I will probably use on my face as well a little bit. It's funny because a lot of people always ask me, like, how do I deal with trolls and bullies and people who harass you online? I do have some tips on how to protect your, like, mental health while being online or in an online presence, whether or not you have like 5 followers or 500,000 followers. So let's get into that as a little segue. Do you ever just forget you own something and then remember all of a sudden you get so excited? So I was going through my makeup and I found this palette and I got so excited because it's almost spooky season. So I'm going to do my eyes with the Nightmare Before Christmas palette today from ColourPop Cosmetics. So we're gonna go in with this Meant to Be kind of gray shade in my crease, and we'll start there. So how I protect my mental health from crappy humans on the internet. So number one is I do my best to not let anything that's said to me get to me, because almost 99% of the time when someone says something about you negatively, it is literally just them projecting about the way they feel about themselves. 99% of the time. And I kind of put myself in their shoes and realized that they're probably struggling with more things than I could ever imagine, and I just end up feeling sorry for them. Another thing that I do to protect my mental health, which kind of goes along with that, is I don't have my notifications on any of my social platforms. So for instance, I have my phone off right now and you can see it's blank and there are no messages popping up because I don't have notifications on for TikTok, for Instagram, for YouTube. And that being said, I still check my notifications, but I have to go into the app to check them. That is a really big thing for me, and I think it's very helpful. Another really important one, sorry, I'm going in with Dear Friend now, underneath Meant to Be, which is this kind of like mauvey brown. Another really important thing that I do is I try not to check my comment section on a video after like 10-20 minutes of posting it. Granted, like sometimes I get hung up doing something and then I have to go back and check it, because I do like to connect with my community and followers as much as I can, but at the same time I really do need to make sure that I protect my mental health. And I find that that usually protects me from any like negativity, though it doesn't work all the time. It does help and work a lot of the time. And I do not, under any circumstance, check the comment section of a viral video. Don't do it. Don't do it. Your heart just doesn't need that kind of hurt, okay? So because I'm pretty sure I have undiagnosed ADHD, I'm gonna move on to another part of my face, even though my eyes aren't done, because that's just what I've decided. We'll answer another question. I'm gonna go in with some concealer under my eyes. Will you ever do spooky videos again? Yes and no. I'm never saying no. I'm not opposed to it, but it needs to be in the right environment at the right time. When I started this channel on YouTube, that's all I did was spooky videos, and honestly, it really messed with me. Mentally, physically, like I would literally scare myself to the point where I couldn't sleep. I'm not very good at like setting aside like that world and then reality. So I think if the right situation came along for me, I would, but I wouldn't do it often. If you have followed me on TikTok for a while, I should say, you probably know about what happened with Kevin the Ghost, which is a whole other story for another time. I have a highlight reel there if you want to catch yourself up on it. But essentially, we had a bit of a haunting at our old house, and I think from me talking about that haunting, it kind of like amped it up a little bit, which does tend to happen a lot with like spooky scenarios, just in general. It wasn't at all a negative experience for me though, and I think that that made it seem like I could maybe do it again, because it wasn't scary, and it actually kind of, I don't know if it was helpful, but like maybe it was, like maybe it helped that spirit move on, because after I found out more information about the spirit and I like looked into it a little bit further, he went away. And it was just such a crazy situation and story. Like I can't even imagine that it happened. Like sometimes I'm like, I can't believe that happened, and like that much came from it, because it mind-blowing, literally mind-blowing. The coolest experience ever, a little bit scary at times, but so cool. So maybe when the time comes, I'll put together a compilation video on here talking a little more in depth about it, and then putting in the video clippets and content I have from like proof of that as well one day. And if the occasion arose where I could like do some spooky hunting again, I would, with the right people at the right time in the right circumstance. So yeah. So now that my concealer is done, I think I'm gonna go back to my eyes. I'm just confusing myself, you know? Let's do a little fanning. This girl's a little sweaty. A little hot. What am I gonna do to my eyeballs? Oh, I think I'm gonna use this pumpkin patch. Oh, okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use a little bit of this orange, kind of in the outer corner, and then I'm gonna put this pumpkin patch over the lid, and then a little bit of zero on the inner highlight. So like this side right here is what I'm gonna do. What tea do you always drink, and what do you put in it? So I mean, for the most part, I usually drink the same tea every single day, and that's Tetley, Orange Pico. However, that being said, I am not opposed to other teas. I like English breakfast. I like Irish breakfast. I recently bought a Lipton Canadian breakfast because I just wanted to see what it's like, and that's what I'm currently drinking. It's pretty good. And I actually ordered a tea from England, which is hopefully arriving soon. It takes a long time to ship because it's England. But yeah, it's supposedly tea with flavored, with the flavor of biscuits, like tea and biscuits, like together. I'm so excited. Like I've never been more excited for a tea in my entire life. A couple of my followers from England recommended it, so you know I had to try it. I normally just have like a black tea of some kind, English breakfast, orange pekoe, something like that. And then what I do is I steep it for about 3 minutes with hot water. And then I do a splash of milk, usually like 2% or whatever I have at the time, and 2 teaspoons of sugar. And that is how I drink my tea. It's pretty, I mean, pretty straightforward. It's delicious. I drink it every single day. And yeah, my family, I come from a family of tea drinkers. So it's not like weird to me to drink tea every day, but I guess for some people, drinking tea every day instead of coffee is bizarre. I also love like iced tea. I just love tea. Tea's just so good. Okay, how do I feel about these eyes? Kind of fun, eh? And they kind of go with my like orangey colored outfit. The only thing I haven't done yet is the little inner corner with 0. So let's go to another question and tackle that. What are your long-term platform goals? Okay, that's a really interesting question too. My long-term platform, so the last time I really thought about my long-term platform goals was to have 100,000 followers on TikTok and 10,000 followers on Instagram. Now, that being said, my goals have changed, shifted a little bit, and it's not so much about like how many followers I have, if that makes any sense, versus like what I'm doing with my content. So right now I don't have any like goals in terms of like followers. However, I am close-ish to hitting 100,000 followers on Instagram. I'm like 20-ish thousand followers away. So that will be very exciting when it happens, because it will happen. However, my long-term platform goals are to be able to do this full-time. I'm currently doing it full-time. However, I would like to do this like every single day full-time eventually. Right now I do it as often as I can. However, my son is still home with me. He's 2. It would be really amazing if I could do this full-time, where he could be in like preschool. I want to work on YouTube more, so that's another long-term goal. I want to be able to be producing at least 2 videos a week on YouTube. I think a silly little long-term goal for me too, that's not really that long-term, I don't know how to talk. I want to do more collabs with other creators, and I want to get verified on Instagram specifically. I don't really care about like the status of being verified. It's more so the security, because I've had my Instagram completely deleted out of the blue for absolutely no reason at all. And I think that verification will help that from happening again. So the sooner I can get verified on Instagram, the better, because I do not want to lose my account again. So I'm gonna go in with my face makeup now. I'm just using the Rimmel London, I have powder on here, so Lasting Radiance bronzer. And then I'm gonna go over top with this Body Shop Duo Blush and Highlight Duo. And we'll get to another question. What is your ethnic background? I talked about this recently on TikTok. It's very vague. So I will do a quick breakdown of that and then do another question and do my makeup. I am Indigenous. I don't have any information about it whatsoever. My great-grandmother was adopted when she was a baby, and she's Indigenous. They don't have her birth certificate. They don't have any information, paperwork, tracing whatsoever from that time. So therefore, we don't have any information on our tribe, our history, our family history, anything whatsoever. We've gone our whole life knowing that we're Indigenous. My mom took us to powwows growing up. We learned a lot of history by going to like heritage museums. My mom did all she could, but at the same time, we still don't have any information about it. So I realize I am Indigenous. I know I'm Indigenous, but at the same time, I don't speak on it because I don't feel like I deserve to. Okay, what made you start doing content? So back in December of 2020, I was a stay-at-home mom with my son and my daughter. We were in like the depth of the pandemic. And I downloaded TikTok a few months prior to then. So I started using TikTok earlier that year when I was pregnant, and I really enjoyed watching a lot of content creators who spoke to like self-love, plus size fashion, body neutrality, body positivity. And I just kind of got like engulfed in this happy, warm bubble. Let's call it a happy, warm bubble of positivity. A bunch of people who looked like me, and it made me feel so warm and fuzzy inside that I could look at these people on the internet who have my type of body and be like, wow, they're beautiful. I want to be like that too. I want to have that mindset. So that's when I started, is when I started seeing all these beautiful humans that looked like me and realized that there's hope. There's hope. I don't have to lose 100 pounds to feel that love for myself. So that's when I started. And before that, I was creating like paranormal content and then stopped when I got pregnant. And yeah, is it? Oh, that's a freckle. I'm trying to wipe off a freckle. Oh, this is a good question because it kind of goes with the last question. What made you decide to finally stop dieting / losing weight, trying to lose weight? So it was around the same time I started creating content on TikTok, and basically the moment for me that I had that was like my aha moment is after having my son Theo. Not even a week went by that I was home with my newborn baby and I went on a diet. I was healing mentally, physically, emotionally, and I didn't even give myself time to heal before I knew that I needed to lose a ton of weight. In my mind, that's what I said to myself. You need to lose all this weight. I had gained like 30, 40 pounds in my pregnancy, which was new to me because when I was pregnant with my daughter Marlo, I only gained 15 pounds, I think, the entire pregnancy. So in my head, I was like, I need to lose all this weight I just gained. Like, it's not okay. I need to drop all this weight as soon as I can. So I was suffering from severe postpartum depression, the isolation of raising a newborn in the middle of a pandemic. And then on top of that, I, threw my eating disorder right back into the reins and was like, all right, let's do this. Let's lose a bunch of weight and let's hope we don't, die in the process. Yeah, so I had a bit of an aha moment around November, December, and decided that I need to stop dieting. And initially it wasn't, I need to stop dieting forever. It was, I need to take a break and let my body heal, let my mind heal. And then in my head, I was like, oh, I'll just get back into dieting in the new year. And I never went back. And it feels so good. And I'm still learning and growing and healing my relationship with food. But that was the starting point for me. And I'm so glad that it's true what they say, you have to hit rock bottom before you can start to swim up. And I'm so glad I hit that and I started swimming back up to the surface because it feels so much better. I think my brows are all I have left to do. But yeah, let's blow some stuff on my face. Let's blow some air on my face and then I will do my brows. TMI. I love when it starts out like that. I get sweaty in my bikini area, that crease between my thigh and Oh, okay, I do know. Any tips? Ooh, I don't know. That's a really good question. I don't want to say anything because I truly don't have any suggestions, so I don't want to say anything wrong that's like going to give you an infection or be like not safe for that area or around that area. I would say try to keep it as dry as possible. So maybe like washing the area with like a gentle soap every single day. Breathable underwear, making sure you have good cotton underwear. Yeah, I'm not sure. If anyone has any suggestions, drop them below because that is a very good question. And you know what? I want to know some answers. Fave way of relaxing. Ooh. I love to relax by like playing Animal Crossing. That's like my therapy. Granted, I mean, I need to have real therapy, not just with a video game. But that has been my like safe spot since the pandemic, essentially when we bought our Switch and I got Animal Crossing. It has been my way to kind of like turn off and relax a little bit. And yeah, I really enjoy it. I love Animal Crossing. I did just recently download the Disney Starlight Valley, and I played about half an hour, 40 minutes. I'm not sure. Everyone says like, oh, it's the new Animal Crossing. You're gonna love it so much more than Animal Crossing, like, or just as much. I'm not sold yet. And not because it's glitchy, just because, I don't know, I'm not a Disney person. Like, I appreciate Disney, but I'm not like a traditional like Disney parent or like Disney adult. It's not like I don't know, like it could have been anything and I would have been excited about just a new game that's like Animal Crossing. By the way, I'm using the Wet n Wild Kohl Crayon for my hair. I don't even know what shade this is. For my eyebrows. Simma Brown now. It's punny. I just outline them. I don't put much through. And then what I do after I do that is I will take my NYX Thick It Stick It and like kind of like smoosh it around and like put it through my brow a little bit more. You know the technical term. So yes, that's my favorite way of relaxing. Having a hot cup of tea, playing Animal Crossing, being outside, just like turning off from like the world. Okay, let's do another question. Favorite meal you've ever cooked, favorite treat you've ever baked? Ooh, I love food questions. Okay, favorite meal I've ever cooked. I honestly love cooking a traditional turkey dinner. I love it. I'm that like crazy person who's in the kitchen all Thanksgiving Day and I'm like, I have to go check on the turkey. Like I like give it to me. Like I will host always because I love cooking turkey dinners. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to hosting Thanksgiving in our new house. And then my favorite dessert that I've ever made. Oh, I don't know. That's a really good question. Maybe like pumpkin muffins with like cream cheese icing. That's always really good. Trying to think if there's anything unique that I've ever made. I've made like really yummy strawberry rhubarb custard like pie. But yeah, probably like traditional like pumpkin muffins. My sister and I have a recipe and we love it and we make it every like fall and it's just so delicious. Oh, I forgot. I still have my lips to do. Oh. Okay, let's see what other questions we've got going for us. If there's any more I can answer. Hopefully I can answer them all, if not most of them. Good. I always hate feeling, okay, we're good. I always hate feeling like I've missed someone. Okay. Hi, what helps you feel better when you feel particularly down one day? Surrounding yourself with loved ones. Talking about your feelings. I am so bad at bottling up my emotions. When I feel down, I don't want to talk about it. I just want to hide in a hole and cry. But when I talk about it, it makes me feel so much better, especially with someone who will help you talk through those feelings. So a loved one, a friend, definitely that, and playing Animal Crossing. Favorite pumpkin food, pumpkin pie. Oh, pumpkin everything, but pumpkin pie. What made you start being an influencer? I kind of like fell into influencing. I mean, I guess it kind of comes with the territory when you're creating content online and you build a community, you get that opportunity to work with brands and whatnot. But it definitely started as like brands just sending me stuff. That's how it all started. And I was like, oh, cool. Like I get to try like new products. Like the idea of getting something for free was like, what? Someone wants to give me something for free? And then from there, it's turned into my job and I honestly love it and wouldn't have it any other way. I get to work with some of the coolest brands I've worked with and I get to learn about like that side of things. I love it. I honestly, it's like, I mean, I don't love the idea of the word like influencer. I like to say I'm a content creator, but I do really enjoy doing it. Would you get another pet? We just did. Just so you know, I'm gonna go in with this Honest Beauty lip crayon. I'm obsessed with the Honest Beauty lip crayons. This shade is shade Rose. I literally want all of them. They're like a creamy, like subtle lipstick. I love them so much. Yeah, so Marlo, we just got Marlo a couple of goldfish. We actually had, we got a tank all set up for her to have a goldfish. And then we ended up, my mom had this brilliant idea. Bless her heart, it did not pan out good at all. And she's like, I'll give you one of my goldfish from my pond, like outside pond, murky water pond. Granted, my mom is the best fish owner and like she's had fish my whole life. I'm pretty sure we had a goldfish that I got for like 90 cents. Oh, it's thundering. 90 cents from like Walmart when I was like 8, and it lived until I was like 18. I kid you not. And it was like the size of this cup. I don't know what my mom, like what kind of magic she has, but she's just fantastic at fish ownership. So my mom had this amazing idea to get my daughter a fish from her pond so that we wouldn't have to buy one. So we got a baby goldfish out. It was about this big. Her name was Ghosty. We made sure the tank was perfect and ready and like beautiful, ready to go for her, and she died in a week. And I feel so bad. And I think the reason why is because she went from an outdoor environment with a lot of like natural bacteria in pond water to like clean aquarium. Just wasn't for her, and I feel terrible. So we went this past weekend to the pet store and we got 2 black goldfish. Their names are Ghosty 2 and Shadow, and a couple of baby snails. And that is our new pet. And that's probably it for a while. This is my finished look. What do you think? Hold on. Super fall, y'all. I love it. Do you plan on doing more motherhood videos? No. Yes and no. I will never be a mommy vlogger. I won't do that to my kids. No offense if you have your kids in your content, but I personally, I can't do it. I can't put my kids in my content to that extent. They just can't consent. They're little and they need to be kids. They don't need to be actors on the internet. So I won't ever like record content that's specifically for like mommying, motherhood or whatever, but I do like, I talk about, I'm a lifestyle vlogger, so I talk about my life, and my kids are a huge part of my life, so they will always be like in my content, but they will never be my content. How to spice things up with hubs post baby in a rut. Okay, here is the best tip that I can give you for this scenario. Do not put any extra pressure on yourself. You have just had a baby. I don't know how long it's been, but you've just had a baby. Your body, your emotions, your mental soul, it's gone through something seriously like incredible and intense. You do not need to rush back into things. However, if you want to rush back into things, or if you want to, you know, hop back up on that horse per se, do it. Try and make some like alone time. Maybe have like a date at home when baby goes to bed. Like candlelight dinner, a little bit of like a sexy movie. You could watch some spicy stuff if you like spicy stuff. I mean, some people like spicy stuff. I'm not judging if you like spicy stuff. Yeah, just like, or maybe bring some toys into the equation. We love a good toy in this house. Yeah, just, you know, do something different, something that would change. Maybe get some like sexy outfits and just for like him. Ooh, send like sexy pictures to him throughout the day. Oh my God, I should just, why aren't I? This is my new content. We're gonna talk about spicy stuff for the rest of my life. Coming soon, Zoe's tips for intimacy. This is my last question, and I think it's a good one to end. Any tips on dealing with fat phobic family relatives? Family/relatives. Tell them to shut the up. No, but seriously, set boundaries. If it needs to be said, straight up, stand up for yourself and say, we do not talk about bodies in this house. We do not talk about weight in this house. We do not talk about dieting in this house. We don't talk about Bruno. And if that doesn't work, leave the situation and don't come back until things have been rectified. I've had to do it in the past. I will probably have to do it in the future. And I will continue to do it to protect my mental health and my children's mental health and my family's mental health. It's not okay to talk about bodies. We're in 2022. If great grandma Linda says that, you know, well, back in my day, we only ate salads and we ran with the horses at nighttime and blah, 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 blah. Grandma Linda can either like lose all contact with you, or she can just shut up. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you for the very entertaining questions. I loved every single one of them. My makeup looks fabulous. Thank you so much for letting me do it with you. And if you have any other questions, post them below. I'll answer a few more for you. And I hope you all have an amazing day. I'll catch you next time. Bye.